Welcome everybody to another set of BanklessDAO demos. These demos are brought to you in the BanklessDAO server. You may be watching us after the fact in the Fight Club YouTube channel. Fight Club is a sub-DAO of BanklessDAO. We're the investment DAO over here at BanklessDAO. And what we do is we try to democratize Web3 investing, trying to teach people the ins and outs of VC investing, get people involved at the ground level, and just trying to make the investment playing field a little more fair for everyone involved. Part of that is finding amazing new projects, and today is no different. We have two great projects on the go. The first one we have today is Obvious Wallet. Before I get into that, I'd like to just remind everybody that none of this is investment advice, none of it is tax advice, none of it is legal advice. This is all just checking out new projects, seeing what's amazing out there, seeing what people are building, seeing how we can get involved, and helping you find out how you can get involved. So as I mentioned, yeah, Obvious Wallet we have today. Obvious is a smart wallet, pay gas in a token of your choice, and approve or sign transactions with a single click. Upgrade your wallet to experience a new level of security, convenience, and flexibility. We help you transact on-chain with confidence. Best smart contract wallet for Ethereum on mobile. I say we, I mean Obvious Wallet. So we are joined today by two members from the Obvious Wallet team, Imanshu and Ayush. Really looking forward to hearing more about your project. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, please.
Hey, thanks for the introduction. So this is Himanshu. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Obvious, and I'm joined by Ayush, who heads growth at Obvious. Do you want me to cover the history of Obvious? Should I go ahead with that?
Yeah, please give us a bit of a background on the project.
Sure. So we're a team based out of India. Obvious started about a year back. We are three co-founders: myself, Jebu, Ityachin, and Pradeep Banavara. We've all been fascinated with blockchain technologies. We've all been involved in crypto for a very long time. We all come from consumer backgrounds. We've built some of Asia's largest mobile apps, including the likes of Ola in India, Swiggy in India, and Grab in Singapore. So we are absolutely fascinated by building large consumer products, and we saw a gap in how the wallets existed about a year back for the Ethereum ecosystem. What we realized is wallets were built pretty much by the developers for the developers, and for any kind of mass adoption to take place, the user experience was just extremely difficult for a normal, even for a native user, as well as for a absolute normie to sort of really understand what's going on behind the scenes, right? So Obvious was created with the intent of abstracting out all the complexities and really simplifying and democratizing access to crypto, just making it accessible for everyone. So that was the ethos behind creating Obvious. It's been a great journey so far. We've sort of come along a long way. We started off as a pure EOA wallet. As a EOA wallet, the first thing we did was we abstracted out the concept of chains from our wallet. So in Obvious, you wouldn't have to switch chains. So you wouldn't be operating in the context of any one chain, right? So the first thing Obvious launched with was a multi-chain wallet that made it really easy to connect with any dApp on any chain without really worrying about selecting a chain first. We followed that up with very interesting capabilities that helped a user swap and bridge their tokens across any of these chains. So truly making it a multi-chain experience in a very native manner. For that, we integrated a bunch of swap and bridge providers in the wallet and made it a seamless one-click experience. As we were doing that, we realized a true seamless one-click experience would only come if we were able to abstract out the notion of approvals, signing, the whole notion of the ability to pay gas, or rather pay gas in just the native token, etc., for the end user. And to that effect, just a month back, less than a month back, Obvious launched its biggest product yet, which is the Obvious smart contract wallet. So this is built in collaboration with Bikonomy, where we've taken the Bikonomy mobile SDK and built a complete account abstraction wallet that really simplifies transaction experience for the end user by making it easy for the end user to pay gas in any token other than native token as well, and also by making the entire transaction experience a one-click experience.
Yeah, I definitely agree that getting into Web3 is such a technical process, and you're right when you say that these products are built by developers for developers. It's such a high barrier to entry that it just scares so many people away. So yeah, I agree. What you're doing is certainly something that's needed.
Yep, absolutely. Would love to just do a quick demo of how the product works. Should I go ahead with the demo?
Yeah, please go ahead with the demo. Dive into all the different features there, and hopefully we'll get some questions in the chat as you go along.
Sure. So let me start with a basic onboarding experience of Obvious Wallet. So this is the first screen. Essentially, we walk the user through the different features. So as you can see, one of the really revolutionary features that we've launched in Obvious is seedless recovery. One of the biggest reasons users typically are scared of wallets in general or self-custody in general is because of the fear of losing their seed phrase, right? And also in the process expose themselves to the risks of getting scammed or phished. We wanted to address this with our smart wallet. And to do that, what we've done is we've launched a really interesting way of doing a backup and recovery, wherein the user can essentially user splits the seed phrase into 3 encrypted components or shards, and the shards are saved across your device, your social circle, etc. And then when you want to do a recovery, any 2 out of the 3 shards help you do a complete recovery of the wallet. That way, you don't have to worry about noting down your seed phrase and avoid the risk of getting either phished or losing your seed phrase. So this is one interesting feature. Of course, Pay Any is essentially the ability to pay gas with a token of your choice, and then abstracting out the different convoluted steps that are essential but unnecessary from an end user standpoint to get the transaction done. So let me go ahead, add my name, assign name to the wallet. As you can see, in Obvious, we take you into the future by giving you the capability of either creating a brand new smart wallet or even upgrading your existing wallets, any existing seed phrase or a EOA based wallet to a smart wallet. So let me go ahead for the moment and create a new smart wallet. As you can see, it is really fast. It creates a new smart wallet. It's powered by the Bikonomy SDK, and it's created a smart contract wallet on the Polygon and Ethereum chains. We are launching really soon on ZK EVM, BSC, and Arbitrum chains. I'll quickly give a sneak peek into the seedless recovery. As you can see, I can either look at my seed phrase manually, or I can just do a complete seedless recovery. So these are the three shards I was talking about. There's a cloud key, there's a social key, and there's a device key. We split your seed phrase into three. You can go ahead and save these keys into the respective locations. And when you want to do a recovery, you can take any two of these shards and do a full recovery. For the moment, let me skip the backup and proceed. So this is our home screen. This is the landing screen of the wallet. As you can see, this is right now, it's a brand new wallet, so it's not funded. Let me go ahead and fund the wallet. So I'm tapping the fund your wallet option on the top. And I'm just saying, hey, let me just copy my address. And let me go to another instance of Obvious that I have. And let me send a few USDC to my wallet. There you go.
Speedy. Depending on how quick Polygon's moving.
Now, as you can see, in fact, I should have probably waited on the screen, but as you can see, I don't have Matic, and this is happening from a smart wallet, and I don't have Matic on my smart wallet, right? It's directly taking the USDC, including paying the gas in USDC, and it just gets done. That's it, right? Now, when a transaction gets done, I can also share a screen receipt. So let me share a receipt of the transaction with Ayush, who's on the call. So there you go. You get a beautiful receipt. When you send someone a transfer, you can just send this across. It says 10 USDC has been sent, gas has been paid with USDC from address to address, etc. So let me send that across to Ayush. Anyway, so let me go back to my, and you can see this is the transaction history. Let me go back to my wallet here. And I'm hoping Polygon does its magic. And there you go. The smart contract wallet is funded with 10 USDCs. Let me just show the portfolio screen. As you can see here, I have 10 USDC in my smart contract wallet, right? Let's say I want to go ahead and swap 5 of them into USDT. The experience is really simple. I say swap, I pick my token of choice, let's say USDT, right? I enter the amount, which is, let's say 50%, 5, there you go. What we've done is we've integrated with a lot of swap providers behind the scenes. It shows the best option. You can always pick a different route, which is faster, cheaper, etc. By default, we pick the best route for you. And again here, as you can see on the screen, the gas section, $0.08 of gas will be paid in the USDC itself. And as you can see on the bottom half of the screen, there is an approve and sign button, which does both those activities together without the hassle of doing both of them one by one. We beautifully lay out the different steps that happen to give the user clarity on which is the step which is in progress.
Okay. Is there gas for both of those transactions, the approve and the swap?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, nice.
And as I wait, I don't have to necessarily wait on the screen. I could have just said, notify me. I could have gone to my home screen and it would have just shown me the etc. Right? Now, this is again the share receipt. So there you go. What we also do is we beautifully lay out the activity in the transaction activity screen. So if you're doing a bridge transaction, rather than them coming as let's say 2 or 3 disconnected transactions across different chains, we detect that they are part of the same transaction, which is a bridge transaction, and we lay it out nicely as a bridge transaction. Let me go ahead and share show that experience across, right? Actually, a better way to probably do that is just do a cross-chain swap. So from my smart wallet, I want to do a, let's say the 5 USDT that I had. I want to convert it into, let's say I want to convert it into, yeah, let's say Uniswap on BSC and 5, sorry, 1, let's say, or 2. There you go. I hope this finds a route. There you go. Again, it loads the gas and okay. Doesn't have, so I'm saying, hey, that's fine. Choose, so it's a bridge.
Just so while you're doing that, we've got a couple questions from the crowd now. CryptoDad asks about the conversion from USDC to pay the gas. So he asked, does the wallet convert the USDC to ETH, paying gas fees instantly? I'm assuming that would be Matic on Polygon, right?
Sorry, what was that? Can you please repeat the question?
So that would obviously be Matic on Polygon. So the question is, it converts the USDC, or are you actually custodying the funds and paying out of your own?
Got you. Oh, no, we don't do either. So this is an account abstraction wallet, which means we use a paymaster. So we use Bikenomi's paymaster to do the gas payment. So the way it works is the gas from the wallet is not deducted in Matic. The conversion doesn't happen when the transaction is relayed. When the transaction is relayed, it's only the USDT that gets deducted. It goes to a relayer equivalent in a account abstraction world is something called as a bundler. It sort of does it into 2 transactions. One is the USDC. The bundler and the paymaster are the components that pay the gas in Matic, and then there is a refund transaction for the gas amount in USDC to the paymaster. So that's how it is done.
Okay, and that's all.
Does that make sense?
And you can give me a thumbs up, CryptoDad, if that makes sense to you. And that is all made possible via account abstraction, you mentioned?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
We are a 100% 637 compliant wallet. So yes, that's made sense through account abstraction.
Perfect. Okay.
We also, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, another question regarding gas fees. So ZFi asks, if he's a merchant, that means that he would have to eat the customer gas fees. So obviously, if I'm sending you $10 and the gas fee is taken out of my transaction, the person on the other end doesn't actually receive $10. Do you have an option to pay the gas fee separately or put that as an extra charge?
No. So So the receiving party always receives the funds in full, right? So let me show you. For example, as you can see, this wallet was the receiving party, right? I sent it from the other wallet to this particular wallet. And let me show you the activity for this wallet. 1 second. So if I go to my smart wallet and if I say, show me the transactions, right? As you can see here, and can you see the first transaction?
Yep.
It says that it received the entire 10 USDC in the wallet. So the gas amount is an amount the sender bears in addition to the amount they're sending.
Okay, perfect.
So the receiver always receives in full, especially for merchants. I think that's very important because especially on Ethereum, etc., the gas is unreliable, but that shouldn't affect the merchants or the receiving party. That's correct.
We got Bear in the audience. He's saying we should connect. Bear is actually the project champion for Bankless wallet, which is going to be a hardware wallet. So yeah, we're making marriages happen here. Bear, please do reach out to Imanshu separately in the DMs.
Absolutely, Bear. Would love to connect with you. Please do ping either me or Ayush. Would love to touch base. Let me also show you a few other capabilities that we have. So while we are a smart wallet, we recognize the need for you to also track other wallets. So we have a watch list wherein you can go ahead and track any of your existing wallets. So this is my ENS. We support ENS, we support unstoppable domains. So you can watch any wallet. You can keep a track of what's happening in the DeFi space, and that helps you also be a little ahead of the curve, right? So now as I go into my home screen, as you can see, my smart wallet balance stays as it is. And in my watch list, I see this one wallet that is added, which has a balanced net worth across all these chains. So again, this is what I meant by we don't necessarily make you switch chains. So you can see your balances across all the chains combined: Polygon, Optimism, Ethereum, Arbitrum, Gnosis, BSC, etc. It shows you your history across all these chains as well. You can then filter it by a particular chain. All the advanced capabilities for being for tracking wallets is all part of the offering. We also show you your top movers for that day across your holdings, so that you get to know in a quick instant as to which of your portfolio movements has happened for that day. I think that's, and then of course I'm not going into details into the standard stuff. So one thing I would like to highlight is we support close to 25 odd currencies. You can see the balance in dollars. I can, for example, I'm based out of India. I can see it in Indian rupee, Canadian dollar, English pound, Hong Kong dollar. So if I change my default currency to Indian rupee, all my balances, etc., will update to Indian rupee. That just helps me track things in my local currencies better. I think especially for merchants, this might be useful. We have users spread across Ayush, more than 100 countries, right? I think 110 countries. So this feature is appreciated by all of them to sort of not necessarily just see in dollars, but their local currency as well. I think that is it from my end. I'm happy to take more questions. Ayush, do you want to cover anything, or we're good?
No, I think this is good. Obviously, I don't know if Himanshu mentioned it, but notifications is also a key part of it. Like I think I think at this point of time, most wallets offer them, but I think still it is missing from a key wallets. Himanshu, do you want to touch upon a bit about the future of what we are coming up with smart contract wallets in future? Maybe the card features, spending limits, and etc. I think we can probably take 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up. Sorry, so I'll just quickly cover that in 2 minutes.
Definitely touch on the
incredibly excited.
as well.
Sorry, go ahead.
Definitely let us know about the notifications integration as well, because that is interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So on the notifications front, essentially, any and every activity that you do, right from approval, signing, when you receive funds, when you swap, when you bridge, you get real-time push notifications so that you are always aware of the changes. So what you can do is you can just say, hey, notify me when this is done. So let's say a bridge transaction takes 20 minutes. You don't have to necessarily keep checking things on the app. You can just say, hey, notify me, and it will send you a push notification to indicate that the bridge transaction is done, etc. So that's the notification, real-time notification feature. One very other interesting feature we have, which is again facilitating a lot of P2P transactions, is address book. Let me quickly show that. So what we do is, as you transact, we we keep on adding the addresses that you're transacting with to your address book. You can name them, you can tag them, etc. So we just sort of help you manage your contacts a lot better. Coming to the future of Obvious, smart contract wallet sets us up beautifully to explore a very advanced world in wallets. So we are working, we are really excited to work on some very interesting things, especially on the security side of things. So we are adding spending limits, where one of the things we've heard from our users is, one of the concerns we've heard is, hey, if I'm doing a transaction that is greater than $100, I would want to have a second factor authentication, or I would want to by default set some rules on whether a $100 transaction, more than $100 transactions are allowed, not allowed, etc. Right? So we are adding that layer of customization to our, and which is only possible because it's a account abstraction smart contract wallet. So anytime a transaction crosses $100 in gross value, essentially a second factor authentication will be expected. We are completely getting rid of seed phrase entirely. For that, we are adding passkeys support to our wallet. That is something that will be going live really soon. So you will be just be creating and accessing your wallet just with your fingerprint. One of the issues with seed phrase wallets today is if your seed phrase happens to be compromised, there is nothing you can do. But with passkeys, what it gives you an ability is if essentially you can't lose your passkey because it's your fingerprint, but if it happens to be compromised, you can just change the passkey that controls the wallet. So it's a lot more secure, a lot more advanced feature. So that's on the security side of things. We are also adding interesting ways for you to interact with fiat world. So smart contract wallet also allows us to build a debit card directly on top of your smart contract wallet. So when you swipe $50 for, let's say, a lunch or dinner at a merchant, the merchant continues to get paid in dollars, and using the debit card, instead of it debiting from your bank account, it debits it from your crypto wallet. That's a very revolutionary feature that gets powered with a smart contract wallet. So that's also something we are actively working on. Really interesting things coming along the way. Keep a tab, subscribe to our Twitter account, and keep a tab on some of the interesting things we're working on. And Bear, again, would love to follow up with you after this call.
So with regards to the fiat spending, are you also planning on having fiat custody, or is this strictly custody of crypto?
That's a very interesting question. At this point of time, that is not actively on the cards, to be very honest. Maybe that's something we would like to visit 6 months, 9 months down the line, not at the moment though.
Okay, and you can, I imagine, set your preferred crypto to spend when you're making fiat transactions?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
So by default, we're starting off with stables, any stable, but yeah, eventually we will add support for other tokens as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to touch back onto the seed phrase. Obviously, you've mentioned that you're changing to passkeys. It's currently using 3 different shards. Only requires 2 to recover your seed phrase currently, right? Okay, so what are those 3 shards? Save, 1 to the cloud, 1 to the social, and
let me bring that up. Let me bring that up. On the screen. So we have 3 shards. We have one that you can save in your cloud. We have one that you can give your spouse, your friend, parents, etc. So your social circle, and the third that gets stored on the device.
Okay. All right. And so when you say,
so let's say you lose your phone, right? So let's say you lose your phone, then essentially you won't have access to your device key, but you would still have access to your cloud key and your social key, right? So that's the thought process.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
And these are all encrypted shards. Individually, you are not sort of giving up anything.
Okay. And this feature is going away when you move to passkeys, right?
That's correct. That's correct. This might not go away, actually. So once we move to passkeys, we will only add support for passkeys for our smart wallet. We do allow you to, let's say, import your existing EOA wallets as well. We might continue to offer this for your existing EOA wallets if you were to have that in addition to your smart wallet.
Okay. Nice. Um, in terms of access, so this is a mobile app. Do you also plan on releasing a browser extension?
We don't believe in browser extensions, given the somewhat not so secure model of extensions. We are working, not I wouldn't say working, but we know there are better forms of wallets that can exist on a desktop. We're sort of exploring that. Reasonably sure it won't be a browser extension. I don't know if you've seen Frame Wallet. That is something that inspires us. I think that's done really beautifully, and that's the line we would be going down on.
Would you say it's called Thin Wallet?
Frame. Have you seen Frame?
Frame. No, I have not seen Frame Wallet.
Yeah.
I'll check that one out.
Okay,
so right. So how do you account for DApp interactions then? Would I be able
How do we
to
account for?
would I be able to sign into a DApp on my browser using, say, Wallet Connect connected to Office
absolutely.
Wallet?
So let me. Oh yeah, absolutely. So you should be able to do that really easy. As you can see, our center button is all our transaction touch points. So here you have connect to DApp. This is a universal. You can scan a EOA. I mean, right now it's showing blank because you can just scan any, let's say Aave, any DApp with Wallet Connect support, and you use that to make connections and get going. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. So this looks beautiful. Looks like you put a lot of work into it. How have you been funded up to now, and what's your profit model?
So we've raised $2 million up until now. That's our first round of funding. And what was the second question? Sorry.
What is your profit model?
So we, from a revenue standpoint, right, or monetization standpoint, we charge 0.5% of all the transactions that you do except send. So whether if you do a swap, if you do a bridge, etc., we charge you 0.5% of that transaction amount as fees, as obviously. So if I go here, let's say if I did a swap here, right? Does it show the fee? Okay, it doesn't. But if I do a swap, let me just show you. There is a fee that is entailed. So let's say, there you go. So it fetches the code. Can you see the fee section here?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the fee we charge for a transaction.
Okay. So 0.5%.
Yes, that's correct. It's a 0.5% transaction charge. That's correct.
And do you have an
and then of
ability?
course, we launch cards, etc. There will be other monetization lines that will kick in. At this point of time, it is predominantly the transaction percentage.
Okay. As Ayush points out, MetaMask charges 0.8% on every transaction. And
That's
Bear says Zerion and he believes Trust also charge fees. Yeah, it seems like a common revenue model.
It's a pretty prevalent practice, essentially, across the industry right now.
Okay, fantastic. So in terms of the gas fees being charged in any token, I'm assuming that's only the token that you're. What do you do in terms of low liquidity tokens?
So we right now gatekeep the tokens that we allow for paying gas fees. So we allow all stables, so which is USDC, USDT, DAI, etc. We are opening up a few more tokens. It will be gate kept for a while because the paymaster also has to support it. It doesn't make sense to support a low liquidity token. So when we say essentially token of your choice, it's still restricted to the ones we support.
Okay, that makes sense.
Another problem with supporting any token is like even if we do provide the functionality, it will become costlier for the user because there is less liquidity. So it wouldn't make sense when you look at the transaction as a whole. because Indian network still accepts gas fees in a particular token, right? Like if it's Ethereum, they still want to accept it only in ETH. So the conversion then becomes a bit costlier on the bundler and paymaster side. So it just doesn't make sense to have tokens with very low liquidity in general for this.
Of course.
That's correct. That's a good point, Ayush.
Okay.
I think crypto and DeFi has a question. Any idea what frames fees are? Himanshu, do you know? I'm not sure.
Sorry,
how
what's
much
the question?
what frames fees are? Frames wallet. I'm not sure. How much.
Fees, I haven't seen a swap function. I don't remember if I've seen a direct swap functionality in Frame. Frame is, sorry, I don't remember that. I don't think they have a swap or a bridge functionality inbuilt into Frame. So I don't think they charge fee. It's a completely free platform, but I need to check. I'm sorry. It's an educated guess. I don't remember.
Okay, I lost my windows there. I'm back. Yeah, and then we have a question from CryptoDad as well. He says, how does Cloud Key work with Google Drive? What format is the key stored in?
Sure. So so like I said, we encrypt the shard. It's saved as a file within a particular folder that we name. And if it's up to you, I think we do support, yes, we do support Google only right now on the cloud side of things. Let me show how that works. 1 second. So it's a standard file that is stored on the Google Drive. Actually, I might have an instance of that saved on my Google. Let me just quickly pull that up.
Also, just to clarify here, CryptoDad, like the file part that is stored on the Google Drive, it is encrypted. So first, so how it basically works is first your seed phrase is encrypted, and then it is split into 3 parts, and each of the encrypted parts are stored at 3 different locations. So like even if someone, like God forbid, like gets access to one of your keys or parts, let's say Google Drive, they won't be able to make sense out of it because A, it is encrypted, and B, it is only 1/3 part of that encryption. So then it becomes like very difficult for a third party to, like, really make sense of it unless and until they get hands on the other part as well. Right. And that also they need to put it together and put it into obvious seedless recovery. So for that, they need to have access to your phone as well, your biometrics as well. So this reduces the amount of attack vectors that you can have for your seed phrase, basically.
There you go. So what I'm showing on the screen is the Google Drive instance of the secret. It's a file that's just not going to make sense by itself, essentially.
Yeah. Hope that answers your question,
Yeah, I think that covers it. Excellent. Okay, well, we've pretty much come to the end of our time right now. You packed in an amazing demo. That was a lot of information to take in. And it looks like you've put a whole ton of work into this platform. How big is your team?
Our team is 8 people. So we are 3 founders, 5 engineers. That's the engineering team. We have Ayush, who heads growth, and we have 1 person on design. So it's a 10-member team for us.
Great. Nice. Okay. Well, you're doing great work. And, we've got Bear connecting with you. We're also working on Bankless Card, which is more of a fiat-focused card, trying to bring fiat people into Web3 by rewarding them with DAO tokens. So, yeah, plenty of ways that we might be able to work together in the future. But yeah, I'll be checking this out and trying it out myself. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for giving us a platform to showcase the app. Thank you very much.
Of course. Yeah, thank you very much, Himanshu and Ayush, for joining us today. Thanks for the people who've listened in. Quick reminder, none of this has been financial advice or tax advice or investment advice or any other sort of advice. We're just here learning, finding out new stuff. So join us again in just a minute for our next demo coming up. We'll see you then.